Hi, my name's Rob.
And I'm Kurt.
Welcome to Being Human, our first podcast.
It is.
Where we talk about stories and insights related to helping businesses connect better with their customer and really drive growth.
That's right.
Today, we're going to talk about kind of the 5 key mistakes we see working with clients that businesses make, not connecting with their customers, not talking about themselves in the right way. So yeah, excited to jump in and get this rolling.
That's right.
Buddy, how often do you go to a website? You look at a marketing campaign and they're just talking about themselves.
Yes, that's right.
That's the easy thing to do, right? We've got some great products. We've got history. We've been around for 100 years, right? And
That's
at
right.
the end of the day, the customer really doesn't care.
That's right. And it makes sense that a lot of businesses are putting themselves out there first. They're excited about the product or service that they offer. That's not the thing that helps people feel connected to what you offer.
Absolutely. And at Human, we use the StoryBrand framework to really help clients shift that messaging and that focus on the customers.
I mean, one of the first things that we do is we'll sit down and try to hear more around what is the problem that they're experiencing, really get into some of the weeds. But almost always we're starting with a brand script process. And the brand script is a session that allows people to look at the story that they're telling in a way that begins with the customer and then addresses the problem that they have before talking about themselves. It all boils down to really 3 components that are really jumping out. It's the problem, the solution, and the result. Being very clear up front about what the problem is, what the solution is, and what the result is, you connect with people across the key points that they need.
We talk about when they're talking about themselves, talking about all the different things they have. Customers come and they're just confused, right? They don't know what you actually do.
That's exactly
what problem
right.
are you solving? So how do we help bring that clarity for companies? And let's talk about a little bit of really simplifying the message so that people coming to their site or seeing their messaging really get it right away. And then they're ready to listen to what you have to say.
That's right. After we go through a brand script process, you've got all of these different components of the story. It's the character, it's the problem that they have, it's the guide who is the business or the organization. The average person stays on a website for 3.7 to 5.2 seconds. And it's because of that lack of clarity. The worst call to action that we can give, besides not having one, is to say, think about it.
Learn more.
Right, or learn more.
And so we see this, we call it random acts of marketing a lot of times, right?
That's
like
right.
they're just doing a lot of things, but they don't know what's working or if the story's right or if they're really driving action.
When you're not getting the results, it's so easy to kind of get into this desperation mode, looking for what is that solution that's going to solve my problem. And there are so many different marketing tactics out there that are proclaiming that if you just use this, then all of your marketing worries are going to be gone. But the problem with that is there's hundreds of those. And so if you're taking an approach where you're just grabbing and grasping for a solution that's proclaiming itself to be the one main thing, then you're probably not looking deep enough into what is it that you're actually wanting to accomplish and what are the specific things that you need to do in order to get there.
And most of the time, they don't really have a strategy.
That's right.
They're just, trying different things and hoping something works, right? Throwing the spaghetti on the wall and seeing what sticks. And a lot of times that's going to waste a lot of money and really burn out your customers because they don't really know what you're trying to say. You need to gauge, is it actually working? Is it driving the results you're hoping for? Whether that's leads, that's conversions, that's downloads, whatever that is. And start tracking that today and figuring out, okay, if I'm going to invest in this, is it worth the money? Am I getting the return on that investment? Because I think a lot of people just throw money at it and not even think about tracking, okay, is this actually bringing the results we're hoping for? Why is it so common for marketing, sales, and leadership to really be telling different stories. So one thing we've seen is a misalignment even internally with the teams we're talking to, right?
When they're not all telling the same story, the perception of the brand gets muddled.
Yeah.
People aren't sure anymore what exactly a business or organization does.
We saw it recently with a client where we went through a brand script session with them, got that clarity, got that alignment of, okay, who's our customer? How do we need to talk to them? How do we position ourselves to that guide? And I think one of the salesperson people said, this is who we are. Why don't we just talk about this this way, right? Like, I think it was that obvious to them. They kind of knew in their head who they were, but it wasn't written down. It wasn't formalized in a way that then they could all be on the same page and kind of talking from the same script, really. So why do you think a lot of brands kind of default to jargon or to, copy or messaging that kind of sounds like everybody else?
I think one of the temptations is that other people know what they're doing better than I do. And they're making it sound so good that I want to make us sound like that. And I think another temptation is because we haven't done the hard work of coming to points of singularity around what someone wants or a problem that someone has. The temptation then is, let's find words that encompass them all. And that becomes so general that it doesn't mean anything anymore.
Right. I think of our client that's a law firm, personal injury lawyer firm, right? And they're competing against some big names that are out there, but they were all saying the same message, right? And I think it really didn't represent who they were. And so as we came in and get that singularity, get that focus around, how do we actually work with our clients and listen, sit down with them? They're a small firm, so they have a more personal approach.
In the age of AI, where everything is suspect now, is this actually real?
Authentic.
Can I trust this? Yeah, the authenticity of being truly who you are and communicating that clearly is so appealing. It is such an important time to be human.
Absolutely. If somebody's listening and feels stuck, right? What are some simple things they can do today on their own, even to kind of take a step back and say, are we talking the right way to our customers? Are we messaging the right way?
I think a very easy first step for people is to look at their website as one of the most primary ways that people would either validate who you are or find out who you are, and simply ask the question, when I land on this website, is it about me or is it about them?
Right.
And do I understand what problem I'm solving, or is it jargon?
Who's the hero of my story?
Exactly.
Right? Yeah. This is our new podcast called Being Human. You can find us at gowithhuman.com.
Human without the A.
Human without the A. Mm-hmm. Yep. We launched in January. We're 6 months in and really enjoying connecting and helping customers in that way. But we'd love to work with anybody who's listening and help solve their messaging problems. Take the free assessment. Reach out, and we'd love to sit down and grab coffee.
Absolutely.
And hear more about how we might be able to help you.
That's right.
Awesome.
Thanks so much.
Thanks.